Lacrosse hosts its home opener.
Swim and dive compete in Horizon League championships. All this and more coming up on the Penguin Rundown. Hello everybody, welcome into another edition of the Penguin Rundown. I'm Andrew Priest alongside my co-host John Ostapowitz. And John, there have been plenty of sports over this past week, 10 to be exact. So athletics have been very busy. The players or staff, everybody's been busy this past week.
Yeah, and with spring right around the corner and winter sports starting to wrap up, the YSU baseball team started their season at the 2024 campaign last Friday, February 16th. Now, although they did have a tough stint, there was a 3-game series against Texas State, which is on Friday. They started by dropping the season opener to the Bobcats 20-2. Junior outfielder Teddy Ruffner hit his first career home run and drove in the lone 2 runs for the Penguins. Freshman right-hander Colin Castile came out of the bullpen to throw 5.1 innings, allowing 4 runs, 3 earned, 3 hits, and 2 strikeouts. On Saturday, Game 2 was a closer affair, but YSU would still lose by a final score of 6-1. Redshirt senior Trey Law would give the Penguins the 1-0 lead on an RBI single in the top of the 5th inning. Then the Bobcats will respond with 6 consecutive runs in the bottom half of the 5th, propelling the Bobcats to a win. Then Sunday, YSU would fall in the series final by a score of 11-1, compelling the series sweep for the Bobcats. YSU would again strike first with bases loaded, which was a walk by Derek Tarpley Jr. in the top of the 1st, his career first RBI. The Bobcats would then respond with 4 runs in the home half of the inning and would run away with the game. The YSU baseball team will return to action this Friday when they face the College of Charleston in a 3-game series. For live updates and more, you can visit ysusports.com.
The YSU softball team competed at the Pinnacle PC Invitational this past weekend, securing 2 wins on Friday, a split on Saturday, and dropping the final game on Sunday. On Friday, the Penguins would face Valparaiso in the opener, defeating the Beacons 4-1. Jillian Jayski went 4-for-4 with an RBI and a run scored. The Penguins would then face Presbyterian College in the nightcap, winning by a score of 4-1. Sarah Fessler hit the game-tying home run in the 7th, forcing extra innings where the Penguins would score 3 runs to close out the game. The Penguins would split the 2 games, losing to Morehead State with a score of 4-2, then winning the next game 8-4 against Presbyterian College. Against the Blue Horse, the game was tied at 4-4, and going into the 5th, the Penguins would rally to score 4 runs in 6, led by Sarah Fessler's sac fly and Conchetta Rinaldi's 2-run home double. Then on Sunday, YSU would drop the final game of the Invitational to Valparaiso by a final score of 8-5. Jake Ski went 3-for-4 with a double and 2 RBIs, and Fessler went 2-for-4 with a run scored in the game. The Penguins will now sit 7-3 overall. The YSU softball team will return to action in the East Carolina tournament on March 1st through the 3rd. For live updates and more, you can visit ysusports.com.
On Valentine's Day, the YSU men's basketball team looked to get back in the win column. The Gwens took on Robert Morris inside the Beagley Center. The Penguins had no love to share after their last matchup, jumping out to a 12-point leading 31-19 early on. The Colonials ended the half on a 14-6 run, bringing them within 4, 37-33. Midway through half number 2 at the 11-33 mark, RMU took the lead from the Penguins 54-53 as YSU regained the lead 30 seconds later and never trailed in the game again. The Penguins finished winning 87-77 over Robert Morris. 3 Penguins finished with over 20 points, with 5th-year guard Brett Thompson leading the way with 27. 5th years DJ Burns and Ziggy Reed joined Thompson with 24 and 20 points respectively. Looking to make it 2 straight wins, YSU traveled to Cleveland State University for a rematch with the Vikings. The Penguins saw the same halftime score, leading 37-33, as they did in their matchup with RMU. though there were a different outcome in the downtown Cleveland area as the Vikings led a comeback over Youngstown State, winning 81-73 and splitting the season series with the Penguins. 4 Youngstown State players ended in double figures as Thompson, Burns, Reed, and fifth-year Brandon Rush finished with over 10 points. Despite holding the Vikings to 13% from three-point range, it wasn't enough for the Penguins to secure a second win in a row. The next matchup for the men's basketball team is on the road in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, against the Panthers. The last matchup against Milwaukee went to overtime, where the Penguins were victorious 97-85. The game is streaming live on ESPN+, or you can listen to it live on 570 WKBN.
The Youngstown State women's basketball team was also in action on Valentine's Day as they traveled to Wright State University looking to split the season series with the Raiders. Coming off 3 straight wins looking to make it 4, YSU took no time taking control of the matchup, leading 26-15 after 1 quarter of play. At halftime, the Penguins extended their lead to 22 up on the Raiders 45-23. In the second half, Wright State got the deficit as low as 15, but YSU didn't allow them to get any closer. The game ended in a 72-52 win for YSU, evening the record to 8-8 in the Horizon League at 500 for the first time this season. The schedule for the Gwins would get no easier, returning home for a matchup with the 13-2 Green Bay Phoenix. The game did not start out in favor of the Penguins as they went down at half 33-19. YSU came out of the locker room with vengeance, opening the third quarter on a 15-0 run, cutting the deficit to just 1 point. Despite the hot start to the second half, Green Bay never allowed the Penguins to take the lead as they took down YSU in the Beagley Center 71-59, sweeping the season series. Still with the chance at the top 3 seed, YSU will head to Highland Heights, Kentucky for a rematch with Northern Kentucky University, who took down Youngstown State at home on January 24th. As always, you can listen to the game on 570 WKBN or tune in on ESPN+.
The Youngstown State women's lacrosse team played its first home game of the 2024 season, welcoming the Ohio State University Buckeyes to the Watson and Tressel training site. The Buckeyes scored early and often, scoring 6 goals in each of the first 2 quarters and entering halftime leading 12-1. The lone Penguin goal in the first half was by freshman Ava Kreutzer. The Penguins were in control during the second half of the game, scoring 8 goals and limiting OSU to only 5. The offense was led by freshman Grace Runn, who scored the hat trick for the Penguins. Despite the impressive second half, the deficit was too much for the Penguins, who lost their home opener to the Buckeyes 17-9. The lacrosse team is on the road tomorrow to play against Duquesne. Updates from the game will be available on YSUsports.com. Now to look deeper into Runn's hat trick, we're going to send it over to Caleb Ellison with the Penguin Player of the Week.
Thanks, guys. You mentioned it, Grace Runn did have a hat trick against the Ohio State Buckeyes last Friday, and we're going to get another look at her 3 goals. Starting off here in the third quarter, Grace is able to find her way through the defense, getting close to the net and securing the goal for the Penguins. A nice, easy goal there to get the momentum started for her. Going into the next quarter here, a blink if you miss it, a quick move around the defense, finding the right side of the net and securing her second goal of the game. Another look here, the defender right on her, but still able to persevere and find the net. Going in here for her third goal of the game, she goes to the far side, a long distance shot between the goalie's legs to secure a hat trick for a run. We're gonna get another look at it here. Now you see your teammate almost sets up something like a screen for her, able to get a clear route and clear view to the net, and then a hard shot to get the goal. Congratulations to Grace Runn for her hat trick against the Buckeyes. It was a great game for the team. Good luck on the rest of your season. Andrew and John, back to you.
Thanks, Caleb. The Youngstown State women's bowling team was back in action this past Sunday as they competed in the Midwinter Invitational, where they would play 6 out of 18 schools. The Penguins would drop their opening match 4-1 to the Vanderbilt Commodores, with the Commodores taking the final game by 7 pins. The loss removed YSU from contention from the tournament title. YSU also lost to Maryville 4-2. The Gwins dropped their opening game 203 to 197, and Game 3 went 182 to 180 to the Saints. In the final best-of-7 match, the Penguins held a 3-2 lead on the University of Nebraska, but the Huskers won a close Game 6 and shot .259 in the Game 7. Senior Kristen Moore was named the MVP of the tournament. The team averaged 201.5 overall at the tournament, which would be enough for fifth best average in the field. The women's bowling team will be taking 2 weeks off as they will be preparing for the Music City Classic hosted by the University of Vanderbilt from March 14th through the 17th.
The Youngstown State men's golf team started their spring 2024 season earlier this week at the World Golf Village Collegiate hosted by Eastern Kentucky. After the first round of play on Monday, the Penguins would find themselves near the bottom of the scoreboard, placing in 16th out of 18 schools, with 2 Penguins being tied for 39th overall. For final results from the season opener, visit ysusports.com.
Over a 4-day span, the YSU swim and dive team competed in the Horizon League Championships. At the meet, a total of 11 school records were broken and 2 Penguins walked away as event winners. On day 3 of the meet, sophomore Miriam Frass won the 400 IM, breaking a school record and becoming the first woman to win the Horizon League title at YSU since 2013. On day 4 of the competition, senior Gavin Webb won the men's 1650 freestyle for the 3rd consecutive year. Webb set a new school record in the event and beat second place by nearly 20 seconds. After the 4 days, both the men's and women's team would finish 4th overall. Oakland University took first place for both the men's team and the women's team and are now the 2024 Swim and Dive Horizon League champions. A few Penguins will compete at national meets next month, but as a team, the season's over. Congrats to the team on a great year, and we'll see you back in the water next season.
The Youngstown State University track and field teams competed at the Al Campbell Invite on February 16th. The Penguins posted several strong performances as Milena Schumacher set a new school record in the women's pole vault with a cleared height of 4.13 meters. In total, 5 Penguins recorded wins in their respective events. With the final invite of the regular season, Youngstown State will host the Horizon League Indoor Track and Field Championships from February 24th to 25th inside the Watson and Tressel training site and will be broadcasted live on ESPN+.
The YSU men's tennis team hosted 2 matches over the weekend. First, on Friday, February 16th, Northern Illinois beat Youngstown State 5-2 at the YSU Indoor Tennis Center. Freshman Oder Balchi won his singles match against the Huskies in straight sets. In doubles, YSU prevailed 6-4 at number 2 with juniors Nathan Favier and Harry Falzis partnering for the first time this spring. After sliding to number 3, Balchi and sophomore Nasantis Dabas won, giving the Gwins a 1-0 lead. Northern Illinois outlasted YSU 3 singles matches to secure a team victory. Later on in the weekend, on February 18th, the Penguins beat Xavier 4-3 at home. The Penguins beat Xavier by winning the doubles points in 3 singles matches. In doubles, YSU took the lead with wins at number 1 and number 2. In singles, the Gwins were up 2-0 after Balchi won 6-0 in each set. Harry Falzis, the number 5 singles player, won 6-3, 6-1, giving YSU a 3-1 lead. The Penguins clinched after William Rassant won in 3 sets. YSU won't play again until March 6th and the 8th when they play 3 games in Tennessee.
The women's tennis team traveled to Indiana on Thursday night, playing at the Northwest YMCA in Muncie against Ball State, ultimately losing 4-3. The Penguins won the doubles point, and freshman Yesenia Ovcharova and junior Julia Marco won their singles matches. YSU won both the doubles matches at number 1 and number 2. Junior Lily Minich and Ovcharova won 6-4 at number 2 as freshman Lorena Sedeno and Marco took the point. Tennis Center. The first serve is set for 11 a.m. Now, unfortunately, that is all the time we have today on the Penguin Rundown, but you can always keep up to date with us outside of the studio at Penguin Rundown 1 on X and Instagram. And we will see you next time. Again, I've been John Ostapowitz.
I've been Andrew Peterson.
And we'll see you next time, Penguin Nation.
What?